Hello friends, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, hi, my name is Tori. I'm in my office today. I just wanted to do a quick little chat about some tips that I have on bringing your toddler to Disney. So I'll preface this with our trip that we made. So I've done one trip with my child and he was 1 year old, literally, like we went for his first birthday. So we were still breastfeeding at the time, but not much. So first thing right off the bat, absolutely take advantage of the baby care centers, which I'm sure most of the tips that if you're researching, most of the things will tell you to do. But I just want to kind of give you other tips. And my first one actually has to do with food. The kids menu, by the way, is open to anyone. So my husband would often order like a regular meal or whatever, and then I would order something off the kids menu that I was sharing with my toddler, because he didn't eat like super duper much, and we had packed applesauce like pouches and goldfish, Cheerios, etc. So we have like a little lunchbox in our diaper bag that we packed snacks, but the kids menu came in handy so often because it comes with fruit, comes with like a juice box or water. That's another thing. Make sure you have like a water cup, water bottle, whatever you use. We used a little straw cup that was super easy for him, so we didn't have to worry about that. But kids menu is super duper helpful. Things are like $6 or $7 most places, and it comes with so much, so it's even helpful for just adults in general, and it gives the kids a nice meal or even just a snack, etc. But I definitely recommend taking advantage of the kids menu, and even just using it for yourself and splitting with your toddler, whatever. But again, don't, like, if you're going to feed your toddler, don't just go for snacks or like you can give them like part of your thing, whatever. You don't have to go overboard buying food for your toddler. The most important piece of advice that I can give you is on your stroller. So the little tiny ones that you can like fold up real quick might be helpful for getting around, moving around, and like getting on rides and getting in and out of the parks on transportation, etc. But I found it super helpful that we had a jogging stroller. That's just the stroller that we have in general, and it allowed a lot of comfort for our kid to take a nap when he was ready. We just leaned him back and threw a blanket over top, which again, like blanket and diaper bag can fit underneath, etc. So you don't have to worry about lugging around stuff. I had my bag, my like Loungefly and stuff, that it got super warm. I tossed it under the stroller, and it was great, and it held everything, so I didn't have to worry about juggling a ton of stuff, you know what I mean? So on that note, in order to fold up our stroller to go on transportation and stuff, we didn't have a lot of loose stuff in the bottom, or we tried not to, you know what I mean? Like, we had the diaper bag, and everything would go back in the diaper bag, and we had like my bag, but we didn't have like the wipes and like outfit change lunchbox all separate in the bottom of the stroller. So that way when we jump on a bus, we had like a shuttle bus to get from our hotel to the parks. We were in Disneyland, so whether you're staying on property in Disney World and you have to ride a bus or the monorail or whatever, you have to be able to fold up your thing most of the time. Monorail, you probably have a little bit more room that you can just stroll right on, which would be great. But on buses, you have to fold it up and sit it next to you or toss it in the back, etc. So try and keep the things in the underneath carriage kind of organized, and I definitely recommend going for that bigger stroller. It just made a lot of things more convenient and everything like that. So the next couple of things kind of have to do with planning. So in Disneyland, there was one splash pad, and it was in California Adventure. Disneyland itself did not have a splash pad. But so if you're going to the parks, just kind of do a little bit of research beforehand, plan out. If you're working with a planner, just ask them all the questions that you can have. Ask them anywhere that there's place for kids to like be kids. There's the Tarzan adventure thing that kids can kind of run around. There's splash pads that they can like cool off, especially in the warmer months if you're going in the summers. Just figure out where the splash pads are so you can kind of like set aside a part of the day, like, oh, we're gonna have lunch, and then a little while after we're like gonna make our way to the splash pad so that the kiddo can run around and have fun. And then maybe they conk out for a little while, and then you and the people you're with can ride swap and go on different rides that while the kiddo takes a nap. You know what I'm saying? On that note, ride swapping, super helpful. My husband often said, like, I don't really feel like going on this ride, so you can just go on. I still scanned my ticket at the entrance to do ride swap, just in case he changed his mind by the time I went through the 45-minute line or whatever, right? Or, hey, I have this fast pass for Space Mountain, I'm just gonna go on it anyways. So you have that fast pass. It expires like at the end of the day, obviously, but if your husband or whoever you're with doesn't want to swap with you, doesn't feel like going on that ride, then you can just go on again. So it's just go for it anyways, just in case they just change their mind, whatever. And there's also the single rider opportunity. Like when we went on the Millennium Falcon, instead of doing ride swap, we just went on the single rider thing, and we were both on and off the ride within like half an hour, which is fantastic. And I went into like not Oga's Cantina. I went into one of the Star Wars restaurants and hung out with EJ. He was also asleep for the first half of it, but then he woke up and I got some food and he had some Cheez-Its, and it was perfect, you know, it was fine. And then we swapped and I went on Millennium Falcon, and Mike came back and sat with him in the restaurant, and it was perfect. It was beautiful. I'm trying to get through this like so fast, and I feel like I'm just like okay. But on that, the next two things, which are the last two things that I have, are kind of go hand in hand. Don't overplan your trip. Make it a very flexible schedule. We planned like, oh, we're gonna spend this morning in California Adventure, and then we'll go over to Disneyland for a little while, or we want to make it back to Disneyland for the nighttime thing, whatever. If you're gonna park hop, kind of plan that out, but also keep your schedule flexible, because honestly, you might have to take a break when you're with a toddler, and you might have to go back to the hotel. You might feel like it's necessary. On the splash pad note, I planned out a pool day for us where our resort day was a pool day. We spent half the day at the pool, just to kind of get more water kind of thing, since we were mostly dry the whole rest of the week, just to kind of get a little bit of a cooling day kind of thing. But don't plan minute by minute. I am definitely a person to do that, especially when I am on my own or when I'm with a group of people that we want to get so much done. But remember to actually enjoy the magic. Absorb it all. Really be in the moment with your kids. You don't have to get everything on video or get photos of every single thing. And remember that they find magic in the smallest things. Even just walking through the stores is super exciting and super magical. You could spend hours on Main Street just walking through all those stores, and it's still magical. It may not be as magical to us, but all those little tiny things and just absorbing everything that Disney has to offer is the point of going, because you're in this beautiful magical land and you have to like take it all in. Let them take it all in. Let them, if they're mobile, let them walk around a little bit and really adventure, and just there's plenty of places to park the stroller, so park the stroller for a little bit and adventure around Adventureland or Tomorrowland, and just let them look at everything that the world has to offer. It's really exciting, and I think that there's so much more magic than sometimes we allow ourselves to absorb, because we're so busy about getting on all the rides and so concerned about getting the perfect picture with Goofy and Mickey and all this stuff. But there's so many little beautiful moments that are exciting. My son was obsessed with the wall inside. I'll put a little video here, but the wall inside of the Buzz Lightyear's store, because there was aliens coating the wall, and he loved Toy Story, and he still loves Toy Story, but just there's aliens all over the whole thing, and he just loved looking at it. And we were just in this store where everybody else is shopping or in line waiting to check out, but we were sitting there enjoying the architecture, essentially, right, of this store. And it's exciting, and I think that we need to remember to slow down when we're in Disney, just in general, but especially when you have a toddler. Enjoy those little moments, and that's the whole point of bringing them when they're little, is just for us to make those beautiful memories of watching them be fascinated about a wall with a bunch of aliens on it. So that's just my quick, simple advice things for you guys. I know I just kind of rambled a lot, and I do that. That is what I do. So if it's your first time here, I hope you enjoy that. I hope that you'll consider hitting subscribe and the like button down below. But I'm Tori. I love Disney, again, if it's your first time here. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any other recommendations, definitely drop them down below. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them. I am not an official travel planner, but I love doing it, and I am very good at doing it. So if you have just specific questions, let me know, and I can also get you hooked up with some friends that are travel planners if you would like to plan a trip soon. So just let me know. Again, leave some comments down below. And I talk 10,000 miles a minute, but I hope you guys have a beautiful, magical life and time with your toddlers in Disney. And again, join in next Tuesday for another magical video.